Hello everyone, welcome from the Contra Cupa in Romania. Uh, I'm gonna catch up with the first board. So one diamond by South Precision Club with 13 balanced can be short in diamonds. South is Živko Draganov, I'll change the name in a minute. East and West and North are correct. So Barantiev over quarter heart, pass by North, two hearts, pass, pass, pass. And the opening lead was the seven of spades won by the ace. So now Živko will need to play. From South. Two Bulgarian teams. This is table one of the Cupa Contra, second day of qualifications, second and last. It's 10 rounds. This is the sixth round. So let's see what happens here. South decided not to return a spade because that will set up the spade suit even if he gets a rough. So he's looking into other opportunities to gain tricks, but there aren't many. Even if South had returned a spade, they could get a spade rough, two diamonds, a heart, and the ace of spades is five tricks. So now probably it will be nine tricks because South won't be able to get a spade rough uh, because North has no longer an entry to give one. So I suspect that will be 140. So as expected, nine tricks in two hearts, and that is a push board, two hearts plus one push board. The other table played a different contract, a level higher and different suit, but still they have the 8 card fit in spades. So 140, and it is from the protected side, so North cannot lead a heart and eventually set up a heart rough, which was the chance here in spades, in hearts, sorry. At the other table, for team Cheupech, the leaders, the current leaders, Rosen Gunev and Ivan Nanev. They are teaming up with Grozu Donev and Živko Draganov at this table. And for the other team, Golden Age, here we see Antony Ivanov and Viktor Aronov. And at our table, Rumen Trendafilov and Nikola Barantiev. So it's a clash between different generations, but a lot of good players, and currently most of them are the best in Bulgarian bridge, which unfortunately is not as good as it used to be, but still it has a lot to show. So let's see here, one spade by South with 14 points and 7 good spades. The vulnerability is such that the 4 spades opener will be much weaker, so the only option was 1 spade, and the hand is too weak for Precision Club. Both pairs at both tables play Precision Club. That's an important thing to know here. So the 1 spade bit is limited to 15 points. Any other hand more than 15, unless a few balanced hand, would always open 1 club, which is artificial and forcing. And it just show points. So 1 spade, 2 diamonds over call. Maybe they play 3 diamonds as stronger hands at this vulnerability. So he had only the option to pass or to bid 2 diamonds. Nord bid 3 clubs, which is alerted, and I suspect it's a transfer to hearts, or at least it fits his hand. Double, showing just clubs, I guess. And then Živko Draganov decided to bid 4 spades because he doesn't care if partner has any. His suit is self-sufficient, basically. Kind of a standard lead, despite the lead directing in clubs leading a heart. I mean the lead directing double that East bit over 3 clubs. Despite of it, a heart lead is attractive because obviously you've got a singleton. Here it will work out well because the rough will work immediately, but unfortunately for East-West, they won't be able to beat the contract because Declare will only lose 1 spade from now on, and the little diamond loser can either go on the hearts or on the ace or be roughed. So no problems for the Declare. Let's see if the other table has finished the board. No, they haven't finished yet, so we'll look later. Yep, 10 tricks were claimed. So we are moving to board 3. These guys started slowly, but then they are moving very fast. So I'll remind you that we are playing 10 board matches in the qualifications. Yesterday we played 5 rounds of 5 matches. The first 2 were pre-arranged, and then we moved to Swiss movement. So the top team plays the closest team that they haven't met yet. In this case, I believe these 2 teams are first and second at the moment. I'll check later and I'll show you the rankings as well. So today we continue with the Swiss, 5 more rounds of Swiss, and at the end of round 10 the qualification is over, and out of the 30 teams that are competing, the first 8 will qualify for the quarterfinals tomorrow. And those that do better will have some rights to choose their opponents, but basically the main challenge for today is to make it into the top 8. And these are the 2 teams that stand the best chance because they have the most VPs. Okay, so they started bidding. South has no points, so pass. A Precision Club by West, what I mentioned before, so any 16 plus points, any shape. Uh, Pass one heart by east. This normally shows 8 to 11 points any shape. This helps partner to know that if partner is not too strong, they should quickly get to game without disclosing much information. One no trump alerted. Is that showing hearts or is it showing a balanced hand? I would vote for a balanced hand because two clubs look like a stamen and the double of south is confirming that. So one no trump shows some sort of a balanced hand. The point range is not clear to me, but usually it's quite wide because the one heart already sets up a game forcing auction. So one no trump just says I'm balanced. Let's see where we go from here. So the stamen of two clubs is classic, and now three hearts is a bit that I generally like. It shows five decent hearts normally, and when it's an ordinary one no trump opener, for me this shows a maximum hand and five cards. But now because they're game forced already, I'm not sure if it's related to a range or rather just showing five cards. So he's bit three spades maybe to make a point that he doesn't have the club stopper after the double of two clubs, not that much to find for forfeit in spades because he knows that's impossible. If West had spades and hearts 5-4, he would not beat one no trump. So West does have a stopper in clubs, he's not that bothered, and they reach the trivial contract of 3 no trump. It will be an easy make despite the hard break. Declare has enough resources to set up a 9 trick, so Declare will now take 3 spades, 4 hearts is 7, and the ace of clubs is 8, but it's easy to set up a club trick, or if the defense goes for spades or diamonds, they will help Declare get a trick there. Funnily, maybe the hard lead was the worst for Declare because he would still need to do some work. However, we can see that the diamonds are 3 to 3, so even if Declare had any issues with the communications to set up clubs, he can just play diamonds and set up the diamond suit. So this hand is pretty boring for a team match because reaching 3-0 trump is easy and making it is easy, but such is life, there are hands like those. Let's see what did the other table do. Uh, so on board 6, the previous hand, the auction was slightly different because at the open room where we were watching, after one spade, West decided to overcall 2 diamonds. Here they didn't, so it was only one-way auction where North beat 2 hearts, which is just game forcing, I guess, and they quickly reached 4 spades. 2 spades was definitely promising 6 because North raised with just 2 small. And then the heart lead exactly the same way, so that was another boring hand along with the one we are looking at now, but hopefully this will set up the stage for some more exciting hands by the dealing machine. So the event format, you can look at the description below. I already started with the qualifications, so tomorrow in the morning the quarterfinals will consist of 2 sets of 10 boards each, 20 boards total. Then the semi-final will be 30 boards on Saturday afternoon. And the final on Sunday will be again 30 boards, 3 sets of 10. There is 15,000 euros prize fund. First place is 6,000 euros, which is pretty substantial. There aren't many tournaments with such high prize money. Let's see if this hand will be a bit more interesting. West opens 2 diamonds multi, 6 cards in one major weak hand. It's very popular convention around here in Europe in generally. It's interesting for the players who don't have experience in America that multi is prohibited almost always. The only place you can play such convention is at the high level events, and it needs to be more than 6 boards per round, essentially only in team matches. In pairs tournaments, even if it's the highest level pairs tournament, you're not allowed to play multi. The reason for that is to be more inclusive to players with less experience, to make it less confusing for them, and to keep the auction as natural as possible. And I absolutely agree with this, although some people are in love with multi and they wouldn't be so generous and forgiving to the American laws of bridge, but I think that's the way to promote the game and to get more people into it, because when somebody new comes and they barely know how to open spades or hearts, and somebody opens diamonds that might be spades or hearts, this makes it really confusing. And this convention is known as rather destructive than constructive. It doesn't add much value, it just makes it more difficult for less experienced opponents. So when I was a kid, I used to play multi a lot, but I haven't played it for almost 15 years now. Oh my goodness, it sounds like I mentioned when I was a kid, 15 years, blah blah. It's scary. So 2 diamonds, double, double. There are 2 options usually for the double. Either take out over spades or just general balanced hand. They may have agreement for either, but the second meaning of the double is a strong hand, which Nord has, and he just beat. So after the double, 2 hearts by East was pass or correct, meaning partner, if you have the opportunity, pass with hearts or correct to 2 spades. So then South beat 3 diamonds. I guess they play Lebenzo here. It's a classic position. Therefore, South's 3 diamonds must be a positive hand. He only has 7 points, but they're of great value. 3 spades was now it's game force in the context of the Lebenzo, because 3 diamonds is positive, and it shows 5 plus spades. And South with a minimum hand just raised to 4 spades without cubiting. North was not excited to go further because he's also a minimum hand, 17 points with 5-3-3-2. What will happen here? It should be a very easy make, considering the spades are 3-2. The clubs are solid, just one loser. Declare can have some hearts. Eventually, he can lose a diamond, a club, and a heart if it gets ruffed with the jack, or the declare can choose to set up the diamond suit, which for him it's not obvious, but for us it's obvious that it's really easy to set up. The issue there will be getting to the table if he does that. So now this play was the only play where actually uh, you can go off. Obviously something is not right. This play cannot be correct if it's claimed for 11 tricks. Because now if he wins the second diamond and returns a spade, declare has no entry to dummy and he will lose diamond, club and 2 hearts. So what we saw as a card play was definitely not correct. However, he made 11 tricks, which is alright, even more than I expected. 10 was more likely. So let's see the previous hand at the other table. They also reached 3-0 trump, but there was no double for a club lead, so the defenders led the 10 of hearts, which I said is the most, amazingly, the most difficult lead for Declare to cope with, but difficult in the context of playing in an easy game. So Declare just won in the dummy and went to set up the club suit, and he made 9 tricks. So this is now one imp to team golden age because they scored 630 at this table after the ace of clubs lead. Let's see what happens now. 1-0 trump by North, which is something like 10 to 13 or 9 to 12 or something of that range. Something that most people don't play. Double by East, which shows points. I'm not sure what is their agreement. In the English world, where they used to cope with weak no trump, the standard agreement is 15 plus points. In the Balkans, we are not very familiar, so we start doubling for 12, which I consider to be wrong, because it's difficult to know where you belong afterwards, and the most important is to know if you can belong to game or not. Anyways, South beat two hearts. Apparently they play system on, so two hearts is a transfer to spades. There is a chance it shows the bot majors though, but I don't know. We'll find out later maybe. It's interesting that West decided to pass two hearts. I guess that might be a forcing pass or some sort of a pass that is suggesting points. I don't know. But East West clearly have enough points for a game, and uh, they should get more excited. However, having points for game doesn't mean you make game. We can see that if East West reach 3-0 trump, North South can just duck one spade, and because the club finesse doesn't work, East West won't have enough tricks to make 3-0 trump. They can score one spade, three hearts is 4, one club is 5, and two diamonds is 7. Even if they take the double diamond finesse, that will be 8, because we can see queen jacker in front of the 10-9 and behind the king 10-8. So East West, despite the fact that they have 26 points, they didn't reach a game, which is normally a bad thing. However, here they got lucky because game is not making. So I suspect what I said before is valid. They played a double over 1-0 is like 12 plus points, and they cannot make up the balance now and find out where they belong. Or they do, and they just found a great contract. So well done if that is the case. What will happen in two hearts? It's a good contract because you're not that worried about the spades anymore. So this is probably a mistake. I doubt the queen was played from them. It makes no sense whatsoever. 11 imps to north south. Okay, let's see. Board 8. We saw here the 450. And at the other table, east west, sorry, north south reached 3-0 trump. Okay, that's bad. So basically, West opened three hearts. At our table, we saw two diamonds opener. So three hearts made it a lot more difficult for North South, and we can see why. North was pushed to the wall because he had to choose doubling and showing spades at probably the fourth level, or just beating the standard 3-note trump. I completely agree with North. The ace of hearts is a wonderful stopper because it allows you to deck once or twice. So that is definitely a very unlucky outcome for North-South. And credits to West Rosengune for opening 3 hearts and making it so difficult for North-South. So just one bit, well-deserved 11 imps. And the result is now 11-1 to Team Chelupech. In the meantime, yes, what I said, the Queen of Spades was not played from dummy, it was a mistake. So eventually, Declare had the Jack of Spades set up as a trick, and he discarded a diamond loser. He doesn't know Queen Jack are on side, so that was his only loser apart from the clubs anyway. Now Declare decided before the hearts to continue with club finesse and establishing the clubs. This is perfectly correct because otherwise if you draw trumps first you can lose the trump control. He played low club to the jack, basically blocking the suit. Uh, but he doesn't need the length to discard anything because he's decided on roughing a diamond anyway, which is perfectly fine, especially as it works well. So Declare will lose one heart till the end now and will make 3 hearts 140, which in the context of having 26 high card points and this being the only makeable contract, should be a good score for them. The other table is still playing. Maybe we can go and check on them. Three-note trump was beat, and a spade lead may lead to imps for Team Golden Age. So now North either needs to duck or play the ace and another spade, and South should duck to keep the communications. And then once the club finesse is taken and North wins the king, North has the third spade to communicate with South, so they'll take 4 spades in a club. Let's see if they can manage to do that. And in the meantime, yes, North decided to duck the first one, so we'll see if they'll manage the rest afterwards. In the meantime, I'll go back to table 1. So one club by South showing a balanced hand, showing strong hand, sorry. In this case, it's a strong balanced hand. Normally vulnerable, I think they play 14-16 no trump, so a balanced hand is strong with 17 plus points. They open one club. North beat 1 no trump, which is definitely balanced hand and game forcing, but I'm not sure if it's 8 plus points or more. two clubs was Stayman, and apparently they reply by transfer. So I guess one no trump is 8+ points. They try to right side the hand to play from the hand with more points, so more owners are protected. So South beat two spades, saying we've got a fit in spades, and I'm playing it. And now three diamonds, I suspect, is not true, although they play a lot of relays and conventions and stuff like that. So it will be a bit unusual if they just move to a natural mode after two spades, but so far it fits their hands. Three spades, again, it fits me in nothing. I don't have such amazing values in hearts to beat, and I just keep the ball rolling. So North has 15 points. He would definitely be interested in a slam, but South has the minimum hand. It was optional. If they're not in a relay, one of the options was that over three diamonds he jumps to four spades to show a minimum hand. Four diamonds double by West. That is interesting. So normally leads over qubits are lead directing. But West didn't have any lead direction, so I guess he decided to make it fun, and yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, just being cheeky. Let's see if it will bring East West any benefit. In the meantime, what happens in six spades, it should normally make because the Queen of Spades is on finesse, and the heart loser cannot be avoided because although the diamonds are 3-3, you can only discard one heart from South's hand. So if North-South get to slam, I expect them to make 12 tricks. It's just too straightforward. Pass by North to see what South has in diamonds. So South redoubled, normally indicating first round control. North probably knows that South is balanced, or at least almost balanced, because the two clubs beat Stayman. You normally don't do it unbalanced hand. If South was unbalanced, he would beat his suits, and they can find a spade fit anyway. So normally South beats Stayman with balanced hand or 4-4-4-1, or sometimes with five clubs and another suit, because showing clubs here it's difficult. You need to beat them at a higher level. So North continued with 4 hearts qubit. That is now doubled by East. This double is a bit more authentic because he really has a lead directing in hearts. The funny thing of the double of four diamonds is that it cannot be really lead directing when North South said they'll play in spades and South will declare. So it was really cheeky double. But yeah, it makes it more entertaining for us to commentate, and we can see that North South really have some concerns and slow down the auction. Four spades by South, finally saying that he's a minimum, unless he said it before, but not, I didn't see where. So four spades saying I cannot go further, although we've got all qubits, I don't feel strong enough. And North is now considering should he go. So 15 points It's a lot, but it might not be enough. For me here, the good thing is that those 15 points consist of no jacks, and when you are in slam, more points with fewer jacks, it's better because top cards make tricks. Uh, I think it was in the Swedish relay systems where the ace was counted for 3 points. In such hands, king is 2 and the queen is 1 and the jack is none. Because when you play in a suit contracts especially, the jacks don't matter that much. Of course they do, don't get me wrong. If you have one jack is better than not having it, but when your points consist of top cards, that gives you better value. Also the double turn heart is good, although if he suspects the king is offside, he can see one loser and he can be worried about other things. So let's see. Let's see how is it going. Ah, okay, we have progress here. 5 clubs, no blackout. So this freaks me out now. And 6 clubs by 6 spades by sod. He had enough already with this long and complex auction. Hopefully North won't move further, but I'm pretty sure he won't. Yes, 6 spades. Well done to them as it makes. And I think it's a normal contract to reach. They have 32 points, spade fit. And they have all the key cards apart from the Queen of Spades, so it seems pretty legit to me and it will make. Let's go to the other table and find out what is going on in that 3-0 trump. So apparently North-South blocked the suit or something happened, and North-South didn't cash the spades really, so this means that East-West will make the contract. Oh no, they just cashed the spade, but maybe there was a spade discard because of the ducking from North. Or maybe East won the spade and played another spade, and who knows? No, it doesn't make sense. Oh, sorry, the club finesse is not taken yet. Sorry. So here, Declare hasn't made it yet. Declare has taken 2 tricks so far. 3 in hearts is 5 and 2 in diamonds is 7. He is now going for the diamond finesse for 8. And he'll hope that the hearts will drop, but would it happen? No. 9-8 fourth in South are solid, so this contract will indeed go one off. And Team Golden Age will win 6 sims. Let's go back to table 1. 6 spades. A heart was led back to the king. And it's a matter of time for this contract to make. So to make myself more useful, I'll try to get to the current rankings and show you who is doing well and who is not. Okay, so this is the rankings after 5 rounds. That's after last night, after yesterday's qualification. So 5 rounds were played. This means that the leader has just above 15 victory points per match, which is really high score. That's Team Cherupech. You see them now against the second team, Golden Age. They've got 3 victory points less. Then we see Romanian team Meta, Croatian Bulgarian team Olimp. It's actually only Bulgarian, but Kirill Marinovsky lives in Croatia and he's played for their national team maybe a couple of times. So theoretically he's Croatian. That's why this Cro. 5, the team of Intubridge, which I support a little bit more than any other team, but yeah, we try to keep it neutral. They played last night against Golden Age at table 1 and Golden Age won by 10 imps. Then 6th is Bridge Club Brasov from Romania, another Bulgarian team GIP, and the last qualifying spot is for Federali Lokomotiva. Of course, we have 5 more rounds to be scored, so this will change. Some of those will go down, some will go up. And then we have more international teams. There are 30 teams in total. About 2/3 or a bit less are from Romania, and the second most represented country is Bulgaria with about 7 teams. And then there are other teams coming from various countries like Lithuania, Ukraine, Poland, Belgium, Netherlands, Hungary, Austria, Great Britain. So yeah, it's pretty international. And if we look at the Butler scores after 5 rounds, first is Mihai Grigorio, who's played 3 matches for Team Meta and has 1.48 per board. Second are Ivan Tsonchev and Atanas Ivanov from Team GIP. They've played all matches, so 141 from 5 matches is really great. Then Itamar Ginusar, who played the first 3 matches and won't play anymore in the event. He came to help Team Bridge Club Brasov and he really did help them. So if they don't qualify, it's not his fault. Then Dan Muraro, who first played with Itamar and then started playing with somebody else, I'm not sure. And fifth are Desi and Clementine, who yesterday before the 5th match were leading the Butler, but the last match against Golden Age didn't go well for them, so they dropped to 5th. Let's go back to the play now. Oh, they've moved pretty quickly. 6 spades was claimed as just made, and now they just made the opening lead against 1 no trump. So South open a spade, double by West, pass by North, 1 no trump by East, and now a spade lead from South. The 2 is unusual. Normally it's 4th best leads. You lead the 4th, but maybe they play 6th when they have promised at least 5. Whatever it is, the lead is good for North-South because it sets up 4 spade tricks for them after they knock out the ace. And it's their best resource of tricks. In the meantime, declaring 1 no trump can take 2 spades, 2 diamonds is 4, a club is 5, and 2 hearts is 7. He didn't go to set up the clubs because if he does that, he potentially can lose 4 spades, the ace of hearts, and 2 clubs for down 1. So well done to East for playing safely. We can see that South has no entry now to cash out the spades. So Declare has chances to make more tricks, but would he be brave enough? Let's see. I suspect that he'll just cash out and he'll set up hard tricks for North. Of course, it depends what will North discard. He must discard a heart, actually. No, he can discard a diamond, but it's not obvious from his point of view. So I suspect 7 or 8 tricks for East West here. In the meantime, we see that the 6 sims from board 9 were scored already for Team Golden Age, and the result now is 11 to Team Cherupech, the leaders, and 7 to golden age. Declare is now tempted to play another club, but would he? No, he didn't. He just claimed 7 tricks. I understand that. So the Vilgraph operator was chatting to me saying Bulgarians are very strange. At first they think and they don't play, and then everything happens very, very fast, and they just throw the cards and somebody claims and everybody agrees. So he apologized that he had difficulties following the play, but no apologies needed. We know how these things work and how difficult it is for one person to follow the actions of 4 people who suddenly decide to do everything at once. The positives are that we see a lot of boards very quickly. 3 more boards to go up to board 14. So here West opens 2 clubs, which is precision club. Normally it shows 6 clubs. Some people play that it can be 5 clubs if it has 4 card major. We see only 9 points, pretty aggressive bid, but the favor of vulnerability also helps make this bit more legit. In the last maybe about 10 years, maybe a bit more, it's been extremely popular amongst top players to play very destructive openers at first seed, because you're preempting 2 opponents, making it difficult for them, and only 1 parter. So just strategy wise, percentage wise, is better to come in light and take bidding space away from the opponents. To know Trump is, I guess, has different meanings, one of which is a weak club race, so 3 clubs was forced, and now North decided to bid 3 no Trump with 14 flat points. Is that real? Yes, this auction is wrong. I believe North has overcalled to no Trump. Pass Taman by South. What is going on? No. Aha, so pass 3 clubs, pass double, and probably now North is bidding 3 no Trump. Yes. 3 no Trump is rather a good contract. What? Double by East and South decided to run. Oh my goodness. That is a big miss for North South. I think 3 no Trump is easy to make. 5 diamonds, 2 aces is 7, a spade is 8, and opportunities to get the 9 trick from clubs, hearts, or spades. Hmm. This is a big miss for North South. 3 no Trump double would have been great for them. Well done for to East for doubling. He knows that partner may have 9 points, but North-South looked a bit shaky during this auction, too many passes, so he decided let's double and let's see what happens. So a club is let, won by the ace. What will happen in 4 diamonds? Actually, it should make, because you can set up the spades, lose 2 spades and discard a heart, and if the opponents touch the hearts, they cannot take more than one. If the player guesses correctly, of course, but he will. No, he's not even needed because West will play them and then he just ducks. So I suspect this will be 130 for North-South, which is a bit less than 750. But I understand their reasoning. The opponents make them doubt their 3-0 trump, and they believed it, and it's often the case that actually you go off. So this is good bridge for you. Decisions on the edge, making it difficult. Imagine that East-West made 3 bits and pushed it to the 3 level already with 15 points between them. So when we see all the cards, it's very easy to say, oh, North-South are idiots to not reach 3-0 trump quickly or not to stay with double, but really when you're at the table and look at 13 cards and you play against great players who can really beat you up, uh, it's very, very difficult. And this hand is basically a preview of what top bridge looks like. Everybody is bidding, making it very difficult to know how many points you've got between each other. If this was at a club level, East-West would never bid. North-South will have an easy auction, finding out everything about their hands, what they need, point count, stamen, finding they have no major fit and reaching easily 3-0 trump. But here it was so much more difficult, and even when they reached it, the opponents questioned it with a double, and it wasn't obvious now what to do, to stay or to run, so North-South made the wrong decision. Basically, the idea is to give as little information as possible or as little room as possible to exchange information and distract them, make it difficult, give them tough decisions based on limited information, and hope you win and don't lose 1100 on the way. One imp was exchanged in the last 2 hands. Why was that? 6-0 trump plus 1. That was played by North. So I have no idea how they can make. Oh, a heart was played and ducked by Nanev, probably to doubt that to make North doubt if the queen is good. I understand this, but it didn't work, so they lost an imp. And the next hand, we saw 1-0 trump made by East. 2 clubs was made plus 1 by East here. It's nicer contract to play because there is no worry about the spades. Basically, East decided instead of 1-0 trump to bid 2 clubs. I guess it's a matter of style of agreements. So one board was quickly taken back. And 4 diamonds, 10 tricks here on board 12. Let's see if team Golden Age will reach 3-0 trump and stay there, because this will give them the lead in the match and maybe in the tournament, or at least they'll overtake Team Chelupech because they were very, very close. In the meantime, board 13 here. It looks like no East-West can make 3-0 trump because the clubs are perfect for them. They can take 6 clubs and 3 diamonds. The King of Hearts is, as we see, protected. The ace is on site. However, reaching 3-0 trump is not easy. And do you need to reach it? I don't think so. If your contract depends on good King of Hearts and 3-3 with Queen of Clubs on finesse, this is definitely not the best game to be in. Again, it's very easy when we see all the cards. Anybody can make 3-0 trump, but probability-wise, it will happen way more often that you go off and sometimes go a few off vulnerable. Once, I hope new bridge players are not watching this because I had a good excuse for nine count opener with 6 cards the previous hand with 2 clubs because of the favorite vulnerabilities. But explaining to beginners how one spade with 8 point second seed vulnerable will be legit will be a difficult mission for me. I'll tell you that West Barantiev has played for 30 years and makes all his partner open the auction with 8 points. And I have only seen one other pair doing that. So this is strictly a matter of style, which is highly destructive. And to play that, you need a lot of years of experience and you need to cope well with losing big numbers when things go wrong. So definitely, until you play bridge for 10, 20 years, don't even think of opening these hands. If that was in third seat, of course, it's totally different. Then you can open the bidding. But in first or second seat, to open the auction with one spade with this hand is extremely excessive, even for the most aggressive players I've seen around the world. So indeed, East-West reached the 3-0 trump, and if they believe the clubs are good and make the effort to go to them and take the club finesse, that will be easy 10 tricks, a lot easier than it looks at the moment. Let's see what happens at the other. Wait, they started playing, so South won with the ace of hearts and will most likely return the jack of hearts now. Trying to set up some hearts. The alternative is to return a diamond. If he thinks Declare will play to set up spades, he might be interested in knocking out the diamond entry. So if the spades get promoted, eventually there is no entry to the table. No, he decided to go with the jack of hearts. So let's see. Now Declare must definitely go to the table for the club finesse. Otherwise, he can still make it because the hearts are blocked, but Norton blocked the queen of hearts. That's a good play. Now, now the cards are not blocked, so if Declare plays ace king of clubs, South can cash 4 more tricks, 2 hearts, a club, and a spade, and beat the contract. So Declare must go for the club finesse for sure. It's so difficult to believe that queen third on side. How can you be that lucky? Even when you need it, you don't believe it will happen. But there it goes, it happens. So the 8 point opener, which we said it's totally crazy and I don't advise anybody on playing this, helped a lot to reach the game contract and gain imps. So next time they lose 1100, we should also remember that they reached game here. Should they reach the game, very lucky, but when they makes, how can you argue with success? And unlike in other countries where people play until the last card possible to squeeze another trick, to make memory squeeze and make the game really unpleasant, at the Balkans, especially in Bulgaria, we don't like this style. Once we've made a lucky contract, we just claim the cards and get the 600 in or whatever and don't waste another 2 minutes. We focus on the real kind of bridge where you bid and you play and you make and you don't make people waste their time for just one little imp to a brain squeeze or memory squeeze. Okay, last board for this set at this table. East West this time have a more legit game contract available to make. Four spades because they have a spade fit, or alternatively 3 no trumps also looks good. North South are flat as pancakes, so they cannot provide any issue for declare in either four spades or 3 no trumps. So one club was opened by East with 17 balanced, one club again, precision club, strong bit. Then West bit one heart, which is probably 8-11 any shape. North bit one no trump. Is that a Viewgraph mistake or North really bit one no trump? Believe me, it's possible that North did bit one no trump. In this case, I doubt it a little bit. Let me ping the Viewgraph operator. Yes, it's definitely wrong because two spades is now insane, four spades even more. So it was one no trump. Okay, the operator is completely lost here, but he's coming back. One more, and two. Good. Now bid for spades. Now. Okay, he's gonna recover the whole auction, which I'm not sure it's needed, but it's the last board. We can wait for that. I'll just go to the other table to see what's going on. Board 12 is still played here. Oh, so that board that they went, wow, that will be interesting. I'll come back to this table later when they finish because it's in the middle of the hand. Apologies. Room service came to service my room and I told them we're broadcasting on YouTube, so this won't work out. Okay, we're in 4 spades by the right declare. Or maybe not. Anyway, it's east-west, one of them. I won't bother to find out if east should have been the legit declare or west. It doesn't matter much, so 10 of spades. Lead. That is a bit weird. 10-8-7. I'm pretty sure he didn't lead the 10, but because if partner has queen jack the button, this will be insane. So declare will probably lose a club and a diamond for 11 tricks, considering he can discard a heart and a diamond on the clubs. So oh, the other table finished. Let's go there. Let's go. That was very exciting board. So board 12, this has been the most interesting hand so far. So I remind you that at the other table they also opened 2 clubs here. This hand passed, here they doubled. 2-no trump was the same. Now another double here. 3 clubs forced. This was almost the same at the other table, apart from the 2 doubles were 2 passes. Now pass, 3 diamonds by South. Pass 3 no trump. And South bid 4 spades. Which we see is a terrible contract because you lose the trump control. A club was let. A spade finesse with the 9 because it's the only chance. You have so many losers, so few tricks. You need to just be lucky considering the opener is on the left. So then a club was played. Declare refuses to rub because he will lose trump control. He just discards hearts, in the meantime cutting the communications. East and West just carry on with more clubs. They know that Declare has only 4 spades, so they torture him as much as possible. Now Declare giving up on playing spades because he'll lose the trump control and it will get even worse. And eventually down 3 was claimed with 4 diamonds making at the other table 130 and 300 here. It's 10 imps to Team Patch and 22-8. So one more time, breach at top level, bidding aggressively makes it very difficult. Both tables went via 3 no trump, but they didn't stay there. It was for different reasons, but they were all legit reasons. It was very tough to stay in this cold contract. So here 1 diamond by South, precision club can be short in diamonds, as you can see that. 2 clubs over call, pass 2 diamonds, which is just a general forcing bid. 3 diamonds saying I don't have the majors most likely, but game force or maximum hand. 3 spades, maybe showing 5, maybe not. And 3 no trump was reached here. So at the other table, if you remember, they open 1 spade from each hand because they play very light opening bids. Here they didn't, but they also reached this 3-0 trump. Again, it's not a good contract to reach. The previous 3-0 trump was way better when you look at 26 cards. And both pairs decided not to play it. Here, both pairs decided to play in it, although it's a dreadful contract, but it makes. So I suspect this will be a flat board. Declare here decides to go for the extreme. The operator just wrote to me apologizing for the not proper follow-up of the other table. He was a bit sick but still came to work. No problems at all. Thank you very much for this effort. Viewgraph operators really try hard. And we appreciate their effort. So Nord did indeed discard a diamond. This will probably mean one more imp for Team Chilpech. Last board here. So teams Chilpech and Golden Age are amongst the top 2-3 teams in Bulgaria, one of the few sponsored teams left there. Golden Age has a private sponsor and Chilpech has a company sponsor. I think it's something in the mining industry. Chilpech is a town in Bulgaria. Or might be just the municipality paying, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, the best years of Bulgarian bridge are gone now. We used to have several sponsors and 20, 30 world-class players. But since the last success Bermuda Bowl 2017, the bronze medal, Bulgarian bridge is sliding down, losing sponsors, losing good players, or not losing them, but rather playing much less and much less at stronger events, which is a must to keep a good form. So this auction is so long that I won't even try to tell you what it means. because I have no clue what it means, but it's something to do with a strong club. Genius. Strong club from East, and then I have no idea what's going on. One spade, is it a balance hand? Is it spades? What is it? I have no idea. They play heavy relay system, so I'm sure that East was just asking what is going on and West was just saying what is going on. So I guess the defense will know absolutely nothing about East's hand apart from four spades, because he can have any kind of shape, just asking. And the defense will know probably everything about dummy, including the exact shape and the approximate point count within a very narrow range. Anyway, that should be that should be 11 tricks in a flat board. And if that is the case, that will be a 14 imp win to the current leaders, Chirupech, who will almost for sure keep their lead and remain the leader of the event, and also stay on view graph. I didn't mention, but Christoph mentioned a few times that Živko Draganov, who played at the other table for Team Chirupech, is also the lead developer, the CTO of IntoBridge, our bridge platform for the players by the players. And what you see is, as a platform, is delivered big part of it by him. It really helps when the developers play bridge, because they understand the mechanics which are not so obvious for non-bridge players. So we are proud to have Živko on the team, and we're very lucky to find non-bridge players who are also great at developing bridge software. So it's definitely not just work of Živko, but several very knowledgeable developers and designers. In the meantime, absolutely boring hand, board 14. So this is a flat hand, push board, 14 imps win for Team Chirupech. The next round will start in about 20 minutes maybe. Let's see. So the website is cupacontra.ro. You switch to English. Schedule. It says 11:40 local time, which is in 13 minutes from now. One thing I can promise you, it won't start in 13 minutes from now, but I guess it won't be much longer. I guess 15-20 minutes from now, we'll see the beginning of round 2. So I'll stop this stream now, and after the break, Christoph will continue with the second set, and I'll be just backstage. Christoph is running the next 3 sets, and I'll do the last one, the last qualification round. So yeah, enjoy. And if you're watching from Romania, tomorrow there will be a cancellation pairs event. Come along, have a game, enjoy yourselves. Bye for now, and thank you for watching.